Good morning, everyone. In this presentation, I will talk about Argentine secondary school. We can think that the contemporary education system faces complex challenges that demand an examination of its conceptual frameworks and its operational practice. The purpose of this presentation is to analyze in depth the necessary transformation in Argentina secondary education. Second, to identify its structural obstacle, recognize proposal for pedagogical innovation, and highlight the importance of our long-term policies that transcend government cycles. This perspective is framed within the broader debate on education quality, equality in access to knowledge, and the management of Chinese school systems. The objective is to offer a well-founded understanding of the challenges and opportunities of secondary education, with a focus on pedagogical leaderships, curricular innovation, institutional resilience, and the sustainability of public policies. The central thesis argues that to achieve relevant and equitable education, the classroom must cease to be an isolated space and become the central node of an expanded learning network, connecting students, teachers, families, the community, digital resources, and real world problems. The quality of education is measured, among other things, by students' ability to apply knowledge in real world contexts, develop critical thinking, and pursue higher education or center the workforce with relevant skills. However, standards tests results in many countries show deficits in key areas, and the relevance of curricula to challenges such as digitalization and sustainability is questioned. Therefore, imagine and reinventing secondary school is an exercise in pedagogical boldness and social responsibility. The 20 and 30 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted by United Nations in 2015, established 70 integral sustainable development goals, SDG 4s, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunity for all, constitute a fundamental normative and guiding frameworks. As said UNESCO 2016, this goal transcends the notion of access and focus on the quality and relevance of learning. Its specific targets emphasize access to completion of free, equitable, and quality secondary education, the acquisition of skill relevance in decent works, entrepreneurships, and life, the promotion of a culture of peace, no violence, cultural diversity, and contribution for sustainable development, the development and improvement of inclusive and effective learning environments, increasing the supply of quality teachers. Education is thus conceived as an enabling right for the other SDGs. For Argentine secondary school, SDG 4 implies a mandate for a profound transformation to move beyond mere retention and advance towards meaningful learnings that development global citizenship, critical thinking, and life skills. Well, we can think in adolescence, centrality and vulnerability in the educational process. Reinventing secondary education requires understanding its protagonists. Adolescence is a crucial period of biological, cognitive, and psychosocial development. The adolescent brain experiences extraordinary plasticity, optimism for learning, adaptation, and exploration. As Blackmore 2018 said, simultaneously it is the key stage for identity construction and development of autonomy. This centrally entails of a specific vulnerability, rigid disconnects and stimulating educational environments can exacerbate risks such as dropout, apathy, or mental health problems. Conversely, secondary school that recognize this stage as a crucible of potential can offer challenging experience, space, belonging, and opportunity for exercising personal agency. The classroom is as an adult in a network must therefore be a safe and stimulating environment that respond to the adolescents' holistic development needs. Then we can think in structural challenge of secondary education in Argentina. The Argentine secondary system presents structural obstacles that hinder its alignment with the aforementioned frameworks, fragmented and obsolete curriculum, transmissive pedagogy, standardized and punitive assessment, bureaucratic and school management, disconnection from the environment, equality gaps, and what about the development of educational systems? The report by Moser, Chihok, and Barber, 2010, it's a seminal study analyzing sustainable improvement in 20 high-performing education systems as measured by tests such as PISA and TIMSS. Its main contribution is identifying that effective challenge strategies vary according to the system's performance stage, proposing a target model from poor to acceptable. Centralist intervention are required with an emphasis on basic standard, structural curriculum, and attendance monitoring. From acceptable to good, the focus should shift towards teacher professionalization and accountability mechanisms. From good to excellent, successful strategic priorities, school autonomy, pedagogical innovation, teachers' leaderships, and peer learning. This study highlights that six interventions are crucial to all stages, although their specific manifestation differs. Development of teaching and administrative competence, student engagement, improved system information, supported legal frameworks, curriculum review, and appropriate incentive structures. The common factors ultimate goal is to transform the learning experience in the classroom. Now, a few words about the systematic transformation from the Israel school to the learning network. Educational transformation is a dynamic process of reconfiguring practice, structures, and cultures for secondary education. This implies a paradigm shift from the closest classroom to the classroom as node, connect with diverse source, access experts, digital libraries, virtual museums, and open data, collaborate with external partners, work on projects with an NGO, business, universities, and other schools, impact the community, build distributed knowledge. In this way, learning and from multiple points of the network, democratizing access to knowledge, key elements of this reinvention. Competence-based and project-based curriculum. Teacher role as facilitator and designer of experience. Formative and authentic engagement. Pedagogical leaderships. Long-term policies. In this case, we can think in project-based learning. Is a student-centered pedagogical methodology where learning is constructed through the research and development of an authentic and complex projects. Main characteristics: active learning, central projects, authenticity, interdisciplinarity, and final products. It culminates in presentation, prototype, or concrete action that demonstrate learning. Key benefits: development 21st century skills such as critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and communication. Increase motivation and engagement by giving purpose and relevance to learning. Facilitate depth and apply understanding, moving beyond rote memorization. Promote students' autonomy and responsibility in their learning process. In other alternative is the RAG methodology and another classroom case study for deep learning. The RAG methodology, research, understanding, critical points, and knowledge developed by the author of this presentation for teaching social science exemplifies how to operationalize the non-classroom concepts. The four stages of RAGs are research students individually or collaboratively, understanding, they share and discuss their findings and enroll tables or forums, constructive a collective interpretation, critical points, they identify gaps, contradiction, or bias in the information, formulating critical question and alternative perspective, and students produce a new intellectual artifact, a paper, a stage of the art review, a multimedia size that synthesizes an advanced knowledge on the topic. Well, in this way, we can think a condition for sustainability policies, teachers' training, and evidence. A transformation of this magnitude does not occur spontaneously. It requires favorable conditions. First, public policy with state visions. Second, practice-centered teacher training and professional development. Evidence-based management is the third point. And we can think that reinventing secondary education in Argentina is an ethical and social imperative. The path forward lies not in a superficial reforms, but in a systematic transformation that reconfigures the schools and essentially the classroom. Conceiving of the classroom as a node in an expanded learning network allow us to move beyond the isolated industrial and transmission-based model. This reconceptualization implies a radical pedagogical shift toward active methodology, such as those proposed by RAG, which position the students as a builder of knowledge, a stretching of teaching and administrative leadership to manage these complex environments, a state education policies that warrants continuity, equity, and resource. The ultimate goal is to educate not only students who pass exams, but critical, creative, collaborative, and engaged citizens, teenagers capable of navigating a complex world, learning through their lives and contributing to a fairer and more sustainability society in line with the promise of the 2030 Agenda. The Hub Classroom is the starting point for weaving this learning network, which ultimately is a network of opportunity for everyone. Thank you very much, and sorry for my English.